Yeah, I asked Copilot before this video, hey Copilot, can you give me good examples of command? And it sure couldn't. It gave me like undress, and I was like, that's not helpful, Copilot. This is kind of creepy.
That's usable, I guess.
Technically.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Command.
Jump.
Okay.
There, we did it. That's command, everybody. That's how it works. Perfectly illustrated by two men on the internet. This is a first level spell for clerics, paladins, knowledge domain clerics, order domain clerics, other crown paladins, other conquest paladins, and out of sight of the realm of divinity, the fiend warlock. They all get this thing. This spell says it casts of an action range of 60 feet, 1 round duration. You speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. Target makes a wisdom saving throw or follows the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand the language, or if the command is directly harmful to it. Some typical commands and their effects follow. You might issue a command other than the described one here. If you do so, the DM determines how the target behaves. If the target can't follow your command, the spell ends. Technically, we could have stopped and not read any of that text because this is all ideas. These are the rules of how these basic commands do work, but the gist of the spell is the target makes a wisdom saving throw, and if it fails to save, it must follow the command. Neat. One word, always a limitation.
Yeah, that's why this has always been a problem for me. I think this spell is better than I have in the past given it credit for. I struggle to think of one word, like non-transitive verbs that are going to be useful.
Yeah, I asked Copilot before this video, hey Copilot, can you give me good examples of command? And it sure couldn't. It gave me like undress, and I was like, that's not helpful, Copilot. This is kind of creepy.
That's usable, I guess.
Technically. Just starts disarming a paladin. Like, they're not gonna have the time to start taking off their armor if they're wearing heavy enough armor, right? Then it takes like 10 minutes to get taken off. But I guess it kind of eats their action. That actually is a kind of novel point to start with. I guess we probably should read what the given examples are. So it's approach, target moves towards you by the shortest most direct route, ending its turn whenever it's within 5 feet of you. Drop, the target drops its holding and then ends its turn. Flee, the target spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means. Grovel, the target falls prone and then ends its turn. Halt, the target doesn't move and takes no actions. A flying creature stays aloft provided it is able to do so. If it must move to stay aloft, it flies the minimum distance to remain in the air. And then there's also a text that I should read at higher levels, and this matters for Fiend the most. When you cast the spell using a second level or higher slot, you can affect one additional creature for each slot above first. They all do within 30 feet of the original target, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
But all these, like, verbiage give you the idea that they're going to waste a turn if they fail the whiz save. And that's the bulk of it. You're basically trading your action for their turn. And then some upside, which isn't the worst deal ever, honestly.
No, but unless you've got something else, I'm still not excited about this. I was able to use this in Caverns and Creature or Critical Failures 10, which I'm currently writing to fun effect, but never actually in the game that I've been playing.
A neat one that Copilot also gave me was monologue. I don't see how that's that beneficial outside of deliberately not letting a thing cast spells for a turn, but you could already do that because all of these say they end their turn in a meaningful fashion, right? So like you have to, if you wanted to do more than moving them, dropping them prone, you have to get creative, and I don't know exactly what that looks like. Now, commenters down below, you can tell us your favorite commands that you've given. They're probably be context specific. Context is kind of everything with these effects. The ones that let you do a wide variety of stuff normally care a lot about what's around and happening. But I do think the floor of this is actually kind of fine. Like, I like this a lot on Paladins. Whenever you want a save kind of effect on your sheet, and it's cheap, it doesn't. If you can't get in range to attack something, you might as well command it to grovel. Like,
well, it's got a paladin feel to it, especially for the subclasses that get it.
Oh yeah, Conquest, 100%.
Shit.
Fine. Yeah, that could do it. They just spend their turn shitting. That's the D&D thing to have occur.
That's I guess.
Another
if you're
point
constipated,
of this,
then thanks.
I have questions, but those questions aren't going to be answered in this video. I do think that's actually a point in this thing's favor. This will do silly things. This will do effective-ish silly things. And that makes it a lot better than I think it reads. I think if your DM comes at this with the floor of, well, all these eat their turn, if something fails the save, it's going to spend its turn doing whatever the person says. That's going to be good enough that you're going to get the juice out of it as well as a chuckle or two, right? And I think if you go in with that mentality, you're probably going to get exactly as much as you'd want out of command. If you go in with this hoping that it's going to be another hideous laughter, it's worse than hideous laughter. It's by a pretty decent margin, but it's
Yeah.
still like a fine, reasonable option, I think. Especially like with a second level slot hitting two things, there can be some power there.
Sorry, I'm looking up non-transitive verbs to see if I can find anything good.
Excellent.
Laugh, originate, fluctuate. All right, now these
Suck.
vote.
Vote. I have no idea when that'd be relevant, but I love just for the next 6 seconds. Vote.
Yeah. You drag him down to the polls. He's at the booths. You know what? I don't like either of these candidates. Vote.
I'm envisioning this as like you're in the center of like a Roman Senate, right? And
Yeah.
you got one person that's the tiebreaker, and they're shaking their head, being like, I'm not doing it. We're gonna stay gridlocked, and you can just stand up and dramatically Phoenix Wright style point across the room. That sounds great. Will that ever happen? No, but it sounds amazing, and this spell facilitates that kind of cool thing. I like it.
Oh.
So tipping is a decent range, and hitting two things to make them flee also can buy you more than a turn, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So like if we're in a position, this is kind of like a baby fear. Kind of.
Yeah, because I was thinking
right?
also they got to drop.
Yeah. That's two halves of fear for a
If you
much cheaper
got
rate.
somebody else to pick up their stuff, and waste their turn doing that, then
It's not going to
wow.
be actions to interact with objects like that. So you could even conceivably do it if you're within 5 feet of them.
Oh, yeah.
If you have an open hand and all that fun stuff, right? But only verbal components. So you just have to yell at things, and then you can use your hands for whatever you want. So
Well,
we're
that's
gonna end
something.
this. It's command. It's cute. I give this a solid 3. I like it a lot. I don't think it's game warping by any stretch, but I think you can get a decent amount of use out of it. There is some power to be weaseled into it, especially in some niche encounters. You'll probably be able to regularly cast this once an adventure, and for a first level slot, that seems like a steal to me.
Yeah, 3 sounds good. And that includes hopefully the people in the comments giving us better ideas than what's listed here. How have you used command? Let us know down in the comments. But I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, yes.
All right. All right. Well, that was command. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone, joining us. Comment, like, subscribe. You know the drill. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.